Department of Veterinary Microbiology came into existence in the year 1997. Department is engaged in UG PG teaching, research and extension activities. Besides providing diagnostic facilities in veterinary bacteriology, virology, mycology and immunology by conventional as well as latest and advanced molecular techniques. It is also involved in imparting training to farmers, field vets and students of other institutes from non-veterinary background. Department is very well equipped with state-of-the-art facilities like MALDI-TOF, RT-PCR, PFGE, PCR and multi-mode reader, etc. Department is actively engaged in research on antimicrobial resistance, mycobacterial infections, brucellosis, canine parvovirus infections, mycotoxins, pasteurellosis and bacteriophages, etc. Students are given exposure in basic and latest microbiological techniques available in the department. This video includes the gram staining, acid-fast staining, culture and sensitivity testing, RBPT, standard tube agglutination test and gel precipitation test.
Bacteria are semi-transparent and difficult to see in the unstained state. So, stains are used to render bacteria visible, to reveal their shape and size, and to reveal various internal like spore, metachromatic granules, and external like capsule structures, and to produce specific physical or chemical reactions. Stain and dye both are used interchangeably, but both are not the same. Dye word is used more in a commercial sense. Bacteriological staining, we stain word is more appropriate. So there are different types of the stainings are used. We can classify them simple or plain staining, where only one stain is used, which is applied for a specific time, after which washing is done. Like example is Loeffler's methylene blue, polychrome methylene blue for staining of the capsule of the Bacillus anthracis, dilute carbamylphosphin stain for Campylobacter fetus. Then second category is of differential staining, where two different staining solutions are used, which are applied one after the another. So we can classify into two different categories. Like for gram staining, we can classify them as gram positive, which appear blue or violet, and gram negative, which appear red or pink. Similarly, another example is acid-fast staining or Ziehl-Neelsen's method of staining, in which we can classify them as acid-fast, which appear pink or red, and non-acid-fast, which appear blue in color. Similarly, another is modified Ziehl-Neelsen staining, which is used for partially acid-fast organisms. Then third category is negative staining, in which the structure you want to see that does not take the stain and only the background is stained. Best example is to stain the capsule by nigrosin or India ink method. And fourth category is the special staining used to stain additional structures, like we have Wurtz-Conklin or Schaefer-Fulton staining for staining of the spores, Albert's method of staining for staining of the metachromatic granules which are intracellular, Leifson's flagellar staining for staining of the flagella, and his method of staining for capsule staining. This is the positive method of staining. Most important is this Gram's staining. So I will tell you. Gram staining was given by Hans Christian Gram in 1884, and it is still valid today, widely used. Now the principle of this staining is, it is based on the differences in the cell wall composition of gram positive and gram negative bacteria. Gram positive bacteria, they have thick peptidoglycan layer with narrow pore size of their cell wall, so that crystal violet iodine complex, once formed inside the bacterial cell, does not come out during decoloration with acetone alcohol. so they appear blue or violet in color, whereas gram-negative bacteria, they have wider pore size and the peptidoglycan layer is thin, so that this complex of crystal violet and iodine, it comes out during decoloration with acetone alcohol, so they lose their blue color and appear pink or red due to counterstaining with safranin. Similarly, another difference is gram negatives, they have additional outer layer which is made up of LPS, which is having high lipid content. So these lipids, they get dissolved on decolorization with acetone alcohol. So this, when this outer membrane is lost, this complex easily comes out and they appear red or pink. Various reagents used in this staining, they are: number 1, principal or primary stain, which is made up of crystal violet. Number 2, mordant, which is grams iodine. Mordant is any substance which fixes the color to the bacterial cell wall. So here grams iodine is acting as a mordant. Then decolorizer, which is made up of equal parts of alcohol and acetone. Here alcohol is slow decolorizer and acetone is fast decolorizer. So we have made a composition in between, moderate. Last is the counter stain, which is represented by the safranin. Materials required for staining: inoculation loop, microscopic glass slides, Bunsen burner, gas supply, wax pencil, sterilized normal saline solution, which is made up of 0.85% sodium chloride in distilled water, bacterial culture, tap water, microscope, cedar wood oil. Procedure: first is marking of the slide. Marking is very, very important to know on which side we are going to make our smear and stain it. So central 1/3 area of the slide is marked with a wax pencil. And then we make a smear by taking little bit of the bacterial culture into 1 or 2 loopfuls of the sterilized normal saline solution and spreading it uniformly. A good smear is that which is uniformly spreaded, thin smear. And then it is allowed to air dry, and then it is fixed in the heat by passing through the flame by keeping the bacterial smear side up. So this heat should be sufficient to be felt on the back side of the hand. It should not be too much high to cause charring of the smear. After fixing, now the slide is ready for staining. So first we apply crystal violet. So flood the smear with crystal violet stain and keep it for 1 to 2 minutes. Wash gently but thoroughly in running tap water for about half minute to remove all the crystal violet. Then flood the smear with grams iodine, which is acting as a mordant. Keep it for 1 to 2 minutes. Again there is step of washing in the running tap water for half minute, thorough but gentle washing. These first 2 steps, they are not so important as far as the time is concerned, because if little bit more time is given, that is okay. But after this, the last 2 steps are very, very important or crucial. So then we decolorize with alcohol acetone and adding decolorizer, which is the acetone alcohol, till blue color stops coming out from the thin part of the smear. So it is the most crucial step, because if it is applied for more than the required time, the gram positive may appear gram negative. Then immediately wash running tap water for a half minute. Then last step is counter stain with saffronin for 30 to 40 seconds only. And then again immediately wash in running tap water for half minute. Then dry the slide. Then examine under oil immersion lens using cedarwood oil at 100x objective lens. Now after staining, what you have to note down in the results, at least 4 things. Number 1, shape of the organism, which may be cocci, cocobacilli, rod, filamentous or curved rod, whatever. Number 2, size of the bacteria. This size exact can be measured by micrometry, but approximately you can say small sized, moderate size or large sized rods or cocci. Number 3, arrangement with respect to each other, how they are arranged spatially. So this can be singly, in double or pairs, or tetrads, 4 together, or in bundles, or in chains which may be branching or non-branching. Then 4th is the color. On the basis of the color of the bacteria, we decide whether it is a gram positive or gram negative. So if it is blue color or violet color, we say it is gram positive, because this complex of crystal violet iodine has been retained by the bacteria. And if its color is pink or red, then it is gram negative. Now we are going to discuss about the second staining, that is acid-fast staining. This is also another form of differential stain which differentiates bacteria into 2 groups: acid fast, which appear pink or red, and non-acid fast, which appear blue in color. Now, certain bacteria are known as acid fast bacteria or bacilli. Why? Because they have certain lipid material in their cell wall known as mycolic acids, by virtue of which they do not get decolorized by acids or acid alcohol, which are used as decolorizers. So they are known as acid fast or acid alcohol fast. Such bacteria belong to Mycobacterium species, namely Mycobacterium tuberculosis, Mycobacterium bovis, Mycobacterium leprae, Mycobacterium avium, Mycobacterium avium subspecies paratuberculosis. So all these are stained by acid fast staining, or other name is Ziehl-Neelsen's method of staining. For this we require again primary stain, which is a strong solution of carbalfutzin, which contain basic futzin dye, and second is decolorizer, which is 3% acid alcohol. This acid is having hydrochloric acid in ethanol, and counter stain, which is Loeffler's alkaline methylene blue. Materials as usual with gram staining also: inoculation loop, microscopic slide, Bunsen burner, wax pencil, sterilized normal saline solution, bacterial culture, tap water, glass beaker 100 ml size, wire mesh, tripod stand, microscope, cedarwood oil. Coming to the procedure, mark the center 1/3 part of the slide. Make a uniformly spreaded thin smear. Generally, for staining of the Mycobacterium avium subspecies paratuberculosis, which is tested for JD, Jones disease, we take fecal sample directly. So directly we can spread the fecal material, which is already fluidy in nature. And allow it to dry. After drying, then we fix it in the heat as we do for the gram staining. Same procedure. After that, we come to staining part. So first, flood the smear with the strong solution of basic fuchsin. Then steam the slide for 3 to 5 minutes. This can be done by two methods: directly till steam starts rising from the stain. Note down 3 to 5 minutes. You have to apply in a very controlled manner so that smear does not get charred and stain also does not evaporate. Replenish by adding more stain if needed, and let the slide to cool down properly. Then wash in running tap water thoroughly but gently. This step is, as for every staining procedure, thorough but gentle washing is done. Then here we use acid alcohol, 3% acid alcohol. Some labs also use 20% H2SO4 aqua solution, but in our lab we usually use 3% HCl in ethanol. So apply it drop by drop till pink color stops coming out from the thin part of the smear. Immediately wash in running tap water. Then flood the smear with counter stain, that is lawless alkaline methylene blue. Keep it for about 1 minute. Again wash in running tap water. Allow it to air dry and then see under the oil immersion lens 100x. Look for the pink colored organisms. Generally it is done for diagnosis of JD, and such organisms, they are seen as stumpy short rods with rounded ends. We can count them per high power field, per oil immersion field. We count, say it is 3 to 5 or 7 to 8. That will indirectly tell about severity of the infection also. So we look for pink colored organisms which are acid fast, and non acid fast will appear blue color, like say E. coli or other group D streptococci, enterococcus, they will appear blue in color.
Staining of fungi. Lactophenol cotton blue mounting medium is used to prepare mounts for microscopic study of fungal structures. Fungal structures, they contain mycelia, hyphae, rhizoids, horizontal hyphae, aerial hyphae, spores of different types, macrospores, microspores, conidia, microconidia, etc. Good results are obtained if fungi are first grown on some suitable medium and then examined by staining. The ingredients except the stain are dissolved by gently heating over a steam bath. When in solution, 0.05 gram of cotton blue stain is added. The solution is mixed thoroughly. So lactic acid in this acts as a preservative, phenol is a killing agent, glycerol acts as a preservative for preventing dehydration of the material, while cotton blue gives blue color to the structures. permitting better microscopic observation. Materials: microscopic glass slides, cover slip, a pair of testing needles, fungal culture, lactophenol cotton blue stain, filter paper, and microscope. Procedure: take a drop of lactophenol cotton blue stain in the center of the clean microscopic glass slide. Using a teasing needle, take small amount of fungal culture from the plate and place in the lactophenol cotton blue stain. Fungal culture is hard to pick, so we do not use bacterial inoculation loop. Gently tease apart the mycelial structure of the fungal organism with a pair of teasing needles. Bring a cover slip near one end of the stain and hold the other end of the cover slip on a teasing needle and gently lower down the cover slip on the stain. Care is taken not to allow any bubble to entrap underside the cover slip. Soak the extra stain coming out of the edges of the cover slip with a filter paper. Examine the slide under 10x to scan the area and then under 40x to visualize the morphological culture. Oil emulsions, they are not used in wet mount preparations. Results: fungal structure appear clear in potassium hydroxide wet mount preparations. Will have shades of the blue color in lactophenol cotton blue staining. Pigmented structures usually appear intense blue or black. Note down whether hyphae is septate or aseptate and various arrangement of the conidia or the additional structures of the conidiophores, spongiophore or spongia or different fungal elements.
We will be discussing about culture and sensitivity test. This test is based on the fact that for a given antibiotic, the size of zone of inhibition is inversely related to minimum inhibitory concentration or MIC of the strain being tested when conditions are held constant. This test was initially developed by Kirby and Bohr, and from there on it is moving till today. The test, though, is an in vitro test, but it can give you approximate antibiotic or information about antibiotic which could be used in vivo. So the reagents required for this or conducting this test is: first is trypticase soya broth or BHI broth, then Mullen-Hilton agar, sterilized cotton swabs, inoculation loops, antibiotic discs which depending on the culture you want to test, a pair of forceps, barium sulfate standard, and a scale to measure for zone of inhibition. The procedure. So in this test, we pick the colony from the pure growth of bacterial isolate and transfer them to a trypticase soya broth or BHI broth with the help of an inoculation loop and incubate it at 37 degrees centigrade for 6 to 8 hours so that we get moderate turbidity. Now we have to compare this turbidity with the turbidity standard, that is barium sulfate standard, and 0.5 McFarland tube is considered as optimal and it indicates about the optimal growth of bacteria. Next is dip the sterile cotton swab in the culture medium in which you have grown the bacteria and press it against the side of the wall so that the excess culture is drained off. Next is we swab the agar plate with the help of this cotton swab, and it should be done by tilting the plate and keeping it at 60-degree angle so that the culture is spread entirely onto the plate without leaving a single or any gap. And after applying the culture or swabbing the culture onto the plate, we keep the plate for 5 to 10 minutes. After it, the desired antibiotics which we want to test against a particular bacteria are taken out from the fizz, and with the help of forceps we apply them onto the agar plate, keeping in mind that we have to distribute them equidistantly from each other. And also 1.5 centimeter or 15 millimeter from the edge. This we do so that we can read the zone of inhibition if it is developed by a particular antibiotic. After this, we incubate the plate at 37 degree for 16 to 18 hours. Next day, after 16 to 18 hours of incubation, with the help of a scale or measuring scale, we measure the zone of inhibition. And now, on the basis of zone of inhibition, the organism or bacteria is considered as resistant, intermediate or sensitive by comparing the reading of zone of inhibition with the interpretative chart supplied from the manufacturer.
Rose Bengal plate test, in short known as RBPT. RBPT is a kind of agglutination test in which particulate antigen is used to react with specific antibodies. Principle of the test: Rose Bengal plate test is used for detection of Brucella specific antibodies in serum and is a widely used screening test for brucellosis in animals. The test uses a suspension of Brucella abortus, that is pure, smooth, killed cells of Brucella abortus strain 99 with pH 3.5 to 4 mixed with serum containing Brucella specific antibodies on a plate or a slide, resulting in agglutination reactions. Rose Bengal dye is used to stain the bacterial cells, which facilitates the visual reading of the results. Requirements for the test: Brucella abortus suspension strain 99 colored antigen, test sample that is serum, micropipette, microtips, glass slides and toothpick. Procedure: allow the reagents and samples to reach room temperature. Take a glass slide and mark it for positive and negative controls and test samples. Before adding the antigen, ensure that the antigen bottle is shaken well. Place 30 microliter, that is 0.03 ml of RBPT antigen on glass slide with the help of a micropipette. Add 30 microliters of test serum. Mix it with toothpick and gently rotate the plate clockwise and anti-clockwise in the same plane. Leave the slide or plate for 3 to 5 minutes at room temperature and read the results. Any visible reaction in form of agglutination or large clump of cells is considered to be positive, whereas in case of negative, no agglutination reaction will be observed. Standard tube agglutination test, in short known as STAT. STAT is a quantitative test used for diagnosis of brucellosis, where the titer of antibody can be measured, whereas RBPT is a qualitative test. Principle of the test: standard tube agglutination test is used for diagnosis and screening of herds by individual testing for brucellosis in animals. The test is based on agglutination of standard plain Brucella antigen, that is Brucella abortus strain 99, by Brucella specific antibodies present in the serum of the animal. Requirements for the test: standardized antigen, that is Brucella plain antigen, prepared from pure smooth culture of Brucella abortus strain 99 in phenol saline. Test serum: phenol saline, that is normal saline containing 0.5% phenol, sugar tubes or Wassermann tubes, racks for holding the tubes, and pipettes of 1 ml capacity. Procedure: place 7 sugar tubes or Wassermann tubes marked as tube number 1 to tube number 7 in a test tube rack for each serum sample. Take 0.8 ml phenol saline in tube number 1 and 0.5 ml in rest of the tubes. Add 0.2 ml of test serum in tube number 1 and mix it. Transfer 0.5 ml of the diluted serum from tube number 1 to tube number 2. Mix and continue to make the dilutions of the serum till tube number 7. Discard 0.5 ml of the diluted serum from last tube. Thus we have made serial two-fold dilution of the serum from tube number 1 to tube number 7, and each tube having a total volume of 0.5 ml. Take care to mix the particulate antigen properly by shaking the bottle before using. Add 0.5 ml Brucella abortus plain antigen in each tube. After shaking the tubes, place them in the incubator for 24 hours at 37 degrees Celsius. Results: in case of Brucella positive test, agglutinated particles, that is antigen antibody complex, will settle down at the bottom of the tube like a mat, leaving the supernatant clear, while in negative test, the suspension will remain evenly turbid throughout the tube and later on will settle as a white button. Interpretation: agglutination at 1:40 dilution and above is considered as positive in bovines.
Now we will discuss agar gel precipitation test. In agglutination test, the antigen used is in particulate or insoluble form, whereas in AGPT, the antigen is in non-particulate or soluble form. AGPT, also known as agar gel immunodiffusion test, is a qualitative test, that is, it only indicates reaction between antigen and antibody. This test is applied for routine demonstration of antigen in various diseases, and it is extensively used for demonstration of antibodies in serum samples too, for epidemiological studies or seroprevalence studies. When this test is applied for the antibody detection of equine infectious anemia, the test is known as Coggins test. The principle for the test is that if the antigen and antibody are put in agarose, both will diffuse against each other and will form a precipitin line where the concentrations of antigen and antibody are optimum. The rate of diffusion of a solvent depends upon the initial concentration, shape and size of the molecules, and the temperature. The material required to carry out the AGPT test are 0.9 to 1% agarose, 0.85% sodium chloride solution if the mammalian sera is to be tested, whereas for avian sera, 0.9 to 1% agarose shall be prepared in 8% saline. Microscopic glass slide,
gel punch or gel cutter, the antigen, the antiserum, micropipette, Petri plate, filter or blotting paper. Procedure for the test is: prepare 0.9 to 1% agarose either in PBS or normal saline solution. And heat to dissolve the agarose. Place the slide on a flat surface and pour 3.5 ml of warm agarose solution with a pipette and allow it to solidify by placing the slide at 4 degrees centigrade to facilitate the punching of gels. With the help of a gel punch, make holes in the gel and remove the excess gel. Then the sealing of the wells is done with 1% agarose. In the central well, put known standard serum and in the top well, the known standard antigen. In the respective peripheral wells, add the test antigens which are to be tested with the help of a micropipette. Place the slide in a moist chamber and incubate at 37 degrees centigrade for 24 hours and observe the precipitin lines. 3 types of precipitin reactions may be observed. Line of identity when the 2 antigens are identical. Line of non-identity when the antigens are not identical. Line of partial identity when the antigens are partial identical. Now, if we want to keep the slides for permanent record, they can even be stained by using either Comasi Brilliant Blue or Amido Black stain.
To watch more educational videos on veterinary and animal sciences, subscribe the channel and please touch the bell icon. Guru Angad Dev Veterinary and Animal Sciences University, Ludhiana on YouTube.